Hello, welcome to Remember Me, the show about the sudden rise to fame.
Each week we talk to the people who burst onto our screens.
We talk the highs, the lows, the headlines, and what happens when the attention fades.
From tabloid chaos
to early internet madness.
So where do they go and what are they up to?
I'm Maisie Adam.
And I'm Scott Bryan.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss an update or an episode. This is Remember Me. Hello, joining us in the studio today is star of Men Behaving Badly and Quadrophenia, Leslie Ash.
So Leslie played also Deborah, or Debs, the upstairs tenant and love interest of Tony Smart, played by Neil Morrissey, in the iconic BBC sitcom Men Behaving Badly. And this was a huge show, millions of viewers. It aired for 6 seasons from 1992 to 1998. And I think it's fair to say quite reflective of that era in terms of the comedy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and the sitcom also had, of course, the cast Caroline Quentin, Neil Morrissey and Martin Clunes.
Yes, yeah. Did you watch Men Behaving Badly?
I found out that Father Christmas wasn't real from watching Men Behaving.
That was how you found out?
Yeah, there's like a joke in one of the episodes, and I remember staying up just like a little bit late, and I think I had the TV on in my bedroom, which wasn't very frowned upon. And then there's a joke about Santa not being real. And I think I had an inkling that this was the confirmation. So it did.
Fascinating, really, for Neil Morrissey, given he's also Bob the Builder.
It wasn't me that yawned. Perhaps Lofty had a late night, or Scoop, or Dizzy. Anyway, don't worry, Wendy. I'm sure Pilchard'll turn up when she's ready.
So he giveth and he taketh from the children.
Very much so.
You know?
But I did the classic thing, you know, of then carrying on as if I thought that he was real, just because I thought that that would affect the presents. Like, I kind of get this sense with kids. By the way, Father Christmas is real. That you keep the kind of the myth going, perpetuating a little bit longer, just because you worry that if you become...
If the parents clock that you know, they'll be like, well, there's no need to keep this whole present malarkey. I did the exact same thing. My mum used to do that trick with talcum powder and boots, as in like a pair of boots, and put talcum powder around the outside of it so it looked like footprints. And I was like 14, still going, oh, he's been the snow by the snow, or flour by the
loads of talcum powder.
Yeah,
seems
by,
like a
by
faff,
the
to be
chimney
honest.
that we all know is blocked off.
It's magic, Maisie.
Yeah, it really is.
It's magic. Really is. Anyway, back to Leslie Ash.
Yeah, in her late 30s, Leslie had a procedure to enlarge in her lips. However, the procedure went really drastically wrong and caused permanent swelling. It was due to an error made, sort of medical negligence, I suppose, is what you'd call it. But tabloids went to town and dubbed her as having a trout pout, and it was a real kind of lesson in how the press viewed women, especially, and how the press can build somebody up to bring them down. When Leslie had at that point made a career off of being the beautiful, attractive young woman through her roles in Men Behaving Badly, Quadrophenia, to then have a aesthetic issue, the press are just pouncing on that straight away.
I think there's sort of two things that come out from that. I think firstly, it's like when you get a reputation, when like a name like Trout Pout gets coined, very hard to shake it off.
Yeah.
And like the papers can make you into an enemy, and then that ends up sort of following you.
And I think shaming her because it was not a operation that went wrong, you know, a medical operation. It was an aesthetic procedure that she wanted. So there's a sort of insinuation of, well, you were being vain and going for this, so almost maybe you deserve this. Going, well, that's the risk you take when you get procedures. But you should be able to get a procedure done and it be done correctly. She has also taken the press to court over phone hacking, Scott.
And I think that's what I've read a lot about phone hacking, and I've known about its impact. I think what she does so well is it's kind of highlight the personal cost it causes. And I think also the fact that it can take years to get that closure, because she talks about an incident where a bit of information she thought was from a trusted person had been leaked. It ended up going from hacking. But it was not like you found out the next day or the next week or the next month. It's years down the line.
When you've cut that person off because you thought they misused your trust.
And it's the insecurity that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think you end up not trusting loads of people to then realise that the people that you were surrounded with were people you could trust in the first place.
It's a real interesting chat with somebody whose career has spanned lots of eras of fame, of breaking through at 4 years old on a commercial, to then being in an iconic film of the 70s, to then kind of navigating also the life of being a footballer's wife as well, and all the stuff that brings. She is a horrible tabloid journalist's dream person, and she has dealt with it with exceptional grace and a sort of level-headed outlook, which I don't think everybody would be able to come out of it with.
Nope, absolutely not. She's a great interviewee. So let's crack on with our interview with Leslie Ash.
Hi, I'm Debbie. I bought the flat upstairs.
Leslie Ash, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I hate it when people say that, but there you go.
Why? Why?
Thank you for having me.
Why did we like, thank you for having me?
I don't know. It seems to be a thing at the moment. Every time you watch the news, you know, when you get the experts on, they say, oh, first of all, thank you for having me.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
You just think, no.
Just get on with it. Yeah. Just answer the questions. Yeah. Yeah. Should I start with that? Leslie Ash, just answer the questions.
With the questions.
I'd like to start, if we can, with Quadrophenia, right? Because I think many people remember your work in that as quite a defining moment. I was saying to you before we started recording, I live in Brighton, and Quadrophenia Alley is still, you walk past there and there's still just people getting pictures and sort of trying to reenact running down the alleyway. What are your kind of vivid memories about that experience?
Well, it was the first day of filming, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was quite daunting.
Yeah.
They had to do that big riot scene.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is Frank Rodham, who was the director, he got the whole cast together well in advance, like 3 months in advance. So we all sort of got on and we all knew each other. We'd been to parties, been to dance lessons together.
Oh.
You know, so we all knew each other.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like when you're filming, you're just thrown together in a room and, you know, that's it. So, that was quite daunting. So we started the riot scene and we were told where we had to run.
Yeah.
And then the crowd turned round and then suddenly Phil and I were at the front and all these people, it was really quite frightening. And we had some stunt men on each side to make sure that we didn't fall over. But of course I did fall over. And then we had to peel off and go down the alley.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like, basically they had a camera set up.
Like from really high up.
Yeah, from really high up to film down into the alley. And he said, we're just going to go for it in one, you know?
Wow.
And and I was like so nervous about it because it's originally in the script, it was in a basement and it was like clothes coming off. And I said, you know, I was devastated. I said, no, I'm not going to be able to do this film because there's no way I'm going to do naked stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 18, 19.
Wow.
So anyway, they changed the scene so it was fully clothed in the alley.
Yeah.
And so I thought, right. But it was still sort of
Still
like...
pretty daunting.
Yeah, no, it was not something I wanted to do at all. I just thought, right, go on, get on with it. And I remember them saying, it'd be fine, it's a closed set.
Okay.
Everyone, you know, don't worry about it. So Phil and I did all this running around, got down to the alley, and then I lifted my head up like that, and I just saw all these faces just all looking down. It was like they sold tickets.
Oh, my God.
So it wasn't very pleasant, but, you know, we did it in one.
How was Phil about it? Was he also quite nervous? Or really? No, just fine.
He was a 19-year-old bloke.
Yeah. Also, like, he actually has got a nude scene in it, hasn't he? At the start,
Yeah,
in the bath.
With what's his name? Ray Winston.
Ray Winston, yeah. So I guess he was sort of like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gosh, wow.
I think we both thought, let's get it over and done with, really.
Yeah, less takes the better.
And it turned out that it's one of the most famous fully clothed sex scenes in British film history.
Do you still find that a lot of people come up to you who are still very much in the throes of mob culture?
Oh, I tell you what was really sort of impressive. Went to see BDI, you know.
Oh, yeah. Liam Gallagher's.
Liam Gallagher, sorry. And we were backstage, and he came up and he went, "Quadrophenia is my favourite film."
Wow.
And I went, "Oh, God, oh, great." But Lee was so jealous because he's a
Of course,
big
yeah.
Oasis fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you've got Liam Gallagher fangirling. I love it.
So your first thing was doing an advert when you were 4 as well?
Yeah.
What was that for?
Fairy Liquid.
Fairy Liquid.
So, yeah, Fairy Liquid is actually 66 years of age as well.
So what did that involve? Were you doing in the advert? Were you the young kid by the
I was a young kid, and I was waiting for the empty bottle of Fairy Liquid, which was about this big in those days,
classic?
to play Skittles.
Oh, okay. Because
Ah.
Skittles weren't available.
No,
Oh, I see. So you were getting agitated because of the fantastic Fairy
it just
Liquid product.
so
It lasted so
long.
long, and you wanted to get 9 of them
Yeah.
to play
Play
Skittles.
Skittles, yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
You're waiting years.
I know. I'm still waiting. The whole building up to your career is fun. It really is fun. And then when you start sort of being recognised and you know, people, oh, I really love that, Men Behaving Badly, I really love Quadrophenia. That sort of goes, and you're treated differently, you know, I
Right.
suppose. You know, your agent's sort of like really busy. Oh, you've been asked to do this, you've been asked to do that. And, you know, it's all a whirlwind. But that lasts for quite a small time. Well, it did for me anyway, really. But you've got to really enjoy it while it's there. You really have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing when things started to click, and it's just the most amazing feeling.
Really, yeah. Did you felt like you were enjoying every moment as it
Every
came
moment.
along?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
every moment.
How
yeah.
did you deal with fame?
Oh, not really well, really, I suppose, really, because I mean, in those days you had paparazzi. They did get slightly really intrusive when they started hacking
Yeah.
Yeah.
my kids' phones.
That
That's when
is-
I decided to draw the line when
Yeah.
they hacked my kids' phones.
When did you discover that was happening?
We were on holiday in Ibiza,
Yeah.
and they phoned my son and said, "Oh, Madonna's having a party in Ibiza. We want to know where to send the tickets. Can you tell us where you are?"
And how old was your son? Sorry.
He was about 13. And he just thought, "Oh, God, Madonna, have you?" Yeah, great. But they were trying to find out where we were so they could come and hide in bushes and things like that, take pictures. I mean, they're desperately trying to get Lee to do something wrong.
So how do you know your phone's getting tapped?
Well, they start knowing things before they've actually happened. And you think it's your friends, actually, that
'Cause I guess it makes you
Gosh,
quite
wow.
insecure because you're
strange
thinking,
things used to come out. Like, you know, when I was in hospital, I asked someone to bring me in a mirror, so that magnifying mirror, so I could pluck my eyebrows.
Yeah.
And this got out, and I thought, the poor guy who I asked to bring it in, my mate, I thought he was selling stories
Yeah.
about me, but
because that was how it would work, wouldn't it? It was that they would ring you,
yeah.
like just a friend would leave an answer phone message, and then people would be able to hear those
Pick
messages. Because
them
now
up,
it's all
yeah.
WhatsApp and it's
Yeah.
you know encrypted, but back then that's how it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long did it take you to realise that there was something going on that could be more than just?
Well, it was when Max Clifford actually came
Yeah.
out and said that the police had a list of people that had been hacked, and I'd never met Max Clifford in my life, and I got his number and I asked him, "How do you find out if you're on this list?" Because it was just too many things had happened.
And how many years later was this?
Oh, well, this isn't that long ago, really. It was about 10 years ago.
Oh, I see. So quite long after that incident.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
becoming quite insecure about how,
Yeah.
you know, who's giving this information
Yeah.
out. But then when you actually find
Suddenly
out.
it all made sense, yeah.
It must have been a really difficult thing to navigate, as you say, alongside friends, that it's naturally going to create an air of mistrust with people who actually
Yeah.
are being trustworthy, are being good friends, are bringing in a
Yeah, I
mirror
know.
for you to pluck your
I
eyebrows
know,
when you're in
I know,
hospital.
yeah.
Like, it's an awful thing to go through.
Exactly.
You spoke then about Men Behaving Badly. That sort of you became a household name with that show. For a younger audience, can you explain a little bit about that show and what it was like to play the icon that was Debs?
Yeah. Well, it was a lovely show to do, written by Simon Nye. And it was about two guys who share a flat together. And it was so realistic.
Mhm.
And just really, I suppose quite sexist jokes, but that's what blokes were like.
It
in
was
those
also very
days.
reflective
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
culture at the
really
time,
was.
though, yeah.
Your best bet's to get your own back by sleeping with someone else yourself.
Yeah,
Someone local.
yeah.
Tall, possibly blondish.
I mean, that's how I grew up. I mean, all through the 60s and 70s, it was really like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the comedy on TV, I mean, you'd sort of like, oh my God, how did that ever get made?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it was fun. It was. I remember when it first came out, they were trying to say, "Oh, it's sexist. The poor women in it, just get taken for a ride." But in fact, no. I think the women had the last laugh
Yeah.
a lot of the times. But it was so well written.
And was it with live audience?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, at first,
Quite daunting.
Yeah. Oh no, I used to love doing situation comedies. It's really wonderful to have
Do
a
you
live audience.
do it all in one take, or is it very much like, oh, that didn't exactly work, we'll do that again? I'm sort of
Yeah, no,
intrigued
it's
by.
hysterical. You do it in scenes.
And was
and
it a joy, like, on set? Did you have fun on set? It
Oh my
looked
God,
like...
it was just a dream job.
Yeah, and the cast as well. You
Yeah.
just seemed to just gel
It was
so
fun. It
great.
was like being in a band.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
everyone thought you were really cool, and we were winning awards. The show won a BAFTA. Martin won a BAFTA. Caroline won a comedy award. We just
Yeah,
we were like really cool.
you're just flying.
We used to have a little song, "In the Bar by 9, in the bar by 9."
And that whole "in the bar by 9," that suggests you were all getting on and you were all kind of having
in the bar by
a
9,
good
yeah,
laugh
yeah,
out,
yeah.
off screen as well.
Oh my God, we used to leave the cars waiting till 1 o'clock in the morning to take us
Did
home.
you?
We were rebels.
Yeah. But did you enjoy playing her? Because she
Well, it
was
was
a great role.
Yeah, it was a great role. I didn't really appreciate it at the time. I mean, it was the straight one
Yes.
out of all the silly comedy.
Yeah.
I sort of wish I knew then what I know now. I had a little bit more confidence to push.
Okay.
I was always sort of like in my box a little bit,
Right.
but
And is that down to you or down to the role of Debs, do you think?
no, I think it was down to me.
Okay.
I was a bit insecure, with comedy. Ooh,
Yeah.
in case no one laughed, that thing.
So if you'd go again, you'd
I'd
back yourself
go
more.
for it a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you think Men Behaving Badly had such a resonance with the public? Because you were saying about how relatable it was.
Yeah.
Was there other parts about it that
I think
made it
it's
such a
because
hit?
the guys were so lovable, so silly, so stupid, and so funny. And a lot of guys could identify with them. And then a lot of women could identify with us when we get the last laugh. Caroline's character was hilarious. She was behind that all the time. She was coming up with ideas all the time. Yeah, it was just a nice thing to do. We all got on really, really well. It's just fun.
And as you say, if people were to watch Men Behaving Badly now, it would come across as a from a different time, but it was a different time.
I know, and it's really annoying because they've sort of been showing BBC comedies, and it's so obvious that they've swerved it because of that. And I don't think you should. I think people are, grown-ups. They can make their own mind up. Yes, it was of its time, and that's what men were like in those days.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think people should hear that.
What were the parts that people would swerve away from now? Is it just because of like its rudeness, or is it just like reflecting?
Sniffing Patsy Kensett's bicycle saddle.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
like that people might not find funny. But
Right, yeah.
But there was definitely a different time as well of because I think it's different, isn't it? Of in a sitcom, it's not real and it's reflecting a very different time. But also it was the time. I remember, you took particular umbrage with the Baddiel and Skinner song about you that was not particularly pleasant.
no.
And that would never happen now.
No, you're right. Yeah, so no, it wouldn't.
How did you deal with that sort of stuff?
Well, you're sort of like hijacked, really. No one told you that I was going to come on to that,
Oh,
but
okay.
then when it did, I went, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I should have thought actually it's a football show. Yeah, duh.
But you also shouldn't have to go onto a show and expect to be the butt of the jokes, I suppose. But at least
I spent a lot of time being the butt of the jokes.
Maybe that's me naively now in 2026 saying you shouldn't expect that. But maybe in the 90s, that's what the woman was on the show for.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that?
No, absolutely. Yeah, totally. That's
Really?
what I was over. Yeah, I mean, it was the way women were treated in those days were totally different. I remember walking on set once for a commercial, and the director lifted my dress up like that, and they'd had a bet of what colour pants I had on.
Wow.
And I
That's
was
awful.
absolutely devastated.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, absolutely.
But that's how women were treated, with very, very little respect at all,
Was it
especially
like-
models.
Because I feel like it was definitely prevalent in that era, I think, of like lad culture
Yeah.
in the 90s as
Yeah.
well. And I think we now look back at it and, I mean, with me, you just go, ooh, a little bit
Yeah.
at the time.
I mean, it's like, they're sitting on the couch and they say, what are your 9 best bums? They're all Kylie Minogue. But it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. We spoke about the paparazzi and in wider terms, the press. Though there was a real tenacity from the press that I think, and I hope, has mellowed over the years. I know, especially when there was the lip procedure that you had that went wrong. The papers had some awful headlines.
Yeah,
Leslie.
that was a tough time.
Yeah.
That was.
How do you, in those moments,
I nearly
deal with it?
didn't.
Really?
I really nearly didn't, because it was never ending. I mean, you know what they're like. They get hold of something, and it was every day there was something in there. Just every day, and it was quite tough, really, especially when it was something like that you'd made a big cock up.
Yeah.
And you felt bad anyway because you'd made this enormous cock up. And then it was just going, and
Relentlessly. Yeah.
And most of them were women.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating then, because there's just almost an assumption, certainly from my end there, that that's male misogyny, but it's women bringing you down.
No, it is. I mean, the male are famous for it.
Yeah.
Most of the women that wrote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That must have affected your confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. Did it make you want to shy away from public
I,
life?
I think that was happening anyway, with family and
Okay.
stuff like that. And that was, I think, around 2001, 2004. It was basically all over anyway, because, having
Yeah.
major change in my life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's with that career though that you've had, and then something like that to happen, there's was there a pressure that you felt of from that culture to always look perfect, I suppose?
Well, I suppose, yeah, that's what I was being booked for, to look good,
Yeah.
to look, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, having been a model and all this, I
Yeah.
suppose I've got that in me that I always want to look good.
So when the lip procedure went wrong, I guess, because that appeared quite soon after on all of the papers, did you
Yeah.
then therefore go, right, I have to hide myself away? I'm just sort of intrigued by
Well,
how
no,
you managed to
I
deal with
did
those first few
actually,
days.
I did actually work, but I knew that everything I did from then, I was defined by that,
Yeah.
and they'd show pictures of you sort of like blowing out or whatever in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And, they'd always get pictures of you sort of, like paparazzi pictures from behind a bush or something like that. You're not looking your best. And they'd print those. I think they just got fed up of doing it after a while. And I
Yeah.
think because there's social media as well, there was less and less and less. And plus, I don't look at any bad things anymore.
Really?
Yeah, no, Lee's, he's very good. He just keeps everything
Did
from
that
me.
come as a result of going through something like that?
Yeah, and also having 2 kids, I have a responsibility to them, because they took a lot of stick at school because of me, and just thought, that's really not fair. So that was another reason to step back a bit, just,
Wow.
evaluate what I wanted in life. And I think, I had to think maybe I don't want to be famous.
Yeah,
Maybe just get on and act, and forget all that other shit.
And I suppose there's that tricky thing as well of like when it's good, it's great, and when it's bad, when you are in any sort of vulnerable place due to health issues or whatever, the press do not relent with their intensity on you. So you're either sky high
or you're way down there.
Yeah, because a right old time, but you ended up being admitted to hospital with broken ribs as well. How did that come about?
Oh God, well, it's really silly. We've been out with friends, got really drunk, and as you do, you make love.
Oh, really?
With your husband. And I literally fell out of bed onto a bedside table, broke 2 ribs.
What a way to do it.
And then from that, it was rough sex.
Oh no! That's what the press ran with. Oh.
And then, poorly. I felt so sorry. But, all that was private.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how, going back to the hacking, that's how they found out that, how that happened.
You still have no idea to this day?
No.
Do you think it might be related to the hacking?
Oh, no, without a doubt. Yeah, we've proved that, yeah.
I guess that's the weirdness in which that you have been hacked because you've received compensation for it, but you also don't exactly know how, all of the events that they did.
They were blagging when I was in hospital, trying to find out exactly what was in for and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was something nice was to, oh God, it was just awful then.
And it's the last thing you need when you're in a vulnerable place already, in hospital.
And I was in hospital, and they could have they had to drain my lung because my rib had pierced my lung.
Oh.
And they were putting a drain in, and they could have just put local anaesthetic and put the thing in, drain in. Oops. And they gave me an epidural for some unknown reason. And it was I think it was on the Friday, and it's the weekend. And they said, you could top your own pain relief up.
Oh, gosh.
So obviously what happened was that the needle came out and the infection went in directly to my spine. But they discharged me on the Monday, and I kept on saying that it's burning in between my shoulder blades, it's burning. But they discharged me, and then 48 hours later, I was literally paralysed from the chest down.
Oh my God!
Because it was creeping up from in between my shoulder blades. It was creeping up towards my brain.
Oh my God!
And so I had to get rushed back into hospital a week to the day. So the press were all going crazy again. Or what she gone back into?
Yeah.
And had a life-saving operation.
Oh my God!
To get the infection out.
That must have been a really scary time.
Well, 20% of my spinal cord was damaged, and that just happened to be on your balance, your proprioception.
Yeah.
So that's why I walk with a stick now. But that sort of changed me forever.
Yeah. Because I think in recovery also,
well, I wasn't the high heels blonde, running around anymore.
So do you have to learn to walk again and
I had to learn to walk again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And went into rehab for 3 months in the Wellington.
This must have been a ridiculously difficult period of your life. How do you get through that? Does the resilience that comes from working in an industry in the time you did
it just stopped.
Kick in, or
it just stopped? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you're really scared at first because oh my God, I've got taken all this time to get there.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want it to stop, and so you're ringing up your agent.
Disappear.
Is there anything? No. And it is, I was watching an interview with Sir Ian McCallum, and he was saying acting is his life, he can't do anything else, and he'd be devastated if he didn't have it. And I agree.
Really?
And I was devastated. I was grieving for that more than anything, because I just loved my job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it all of the kind of the opportunities stopped around the time of all of the health issues around that time?
They just stopped.
So they just do you think it was a link because of the press and stuff?
No, I just think it's quite heartless, actually. It's a heartless business.
Right, yeah.
That's why I'm saying enjoy it when it's there.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it.
Did industry friends check in on you during this?
No.
Really?
No, it was quite shocking, actually.
Why don't you think they did?
because it's the nature of the business, I think. I didn't have many friends really.
Right.
When you work with these people really closely, and you become almost like a family. And then when that job finishes, you move on to the next
You all
one.
just
and
disperse.
you might never see them again, and I
Yeah.
don't see them again.
Has it made you quite cynical of like how the industry works? Kind of essentially that it is kind
Yeah.
of
Or
a bit
authentic
fake or lack of
friendships, yeah.
authenticity.
Yeah. I mean, I think people say, "Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, it's lovely," but it's really not.
Yeah.
I didn't like being cancelled, which
Right.
I felt like I was.
Okay.
And I think that's horrible to do to anybody.
Yeah.
It
And what do you think that was over?
Well, it was everything. It
Right.
was like a big hot pot of
Okay.
everything. Yeah, I think, and I don't know. I
When did that happen? Do you
well,
think?
that happened when I came back from
From
hospital, really, I suppose, and I wanted my career to take, to carry on.
pick up where you left
And
off.
I think a lot of people, because I sued the NHS, this amazing sort of, don't sue the NHS, but I'm not the first, I'm not the
No.
last. I lost my career.
You had
That
quite a
took a
life-altering-
long, long time to build.
Mhm.
And in one stupid decision,
Yeah.
I lost my career.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I had to sue.
One thing I did want to ask, and it's not just because I'm a Leeds fan, but was it kind of helpful being in a relationship? Has it been helpful being in a relationship with somebody who also understands the nature of a job that is going to have highs and is going to have lows, and the sort of the fact that if you're going to pursue that as a role, if you're going to pursue that as a career, be it football or be it acting, there's going to be good and bad. There's going to be ebbs and flows.
Yeah, I suppose in a way that Lee really did understand. I mean, to be honest, what used to make me laugh is when we were living in Leeds and he won the championship,
Yeah.
the title
Yeah.
with Leeds United, and we went out. If we went out in the evening and Leeds hadn't won or whatever, there'd be people coming up. Oh, you're really shit today. You were really shit. But if I was in the theatre, like I worked at the Crucible,
Yes.
people would come back and say, even if they didn't like you, "Oh, you're a lovely
Yeah,
darling."
yeah.
Oh, absolutely lovely darling.
Can you imagine if people said to actors the same way they do
You're
footballers?
really shit today.
You were naff on stage today.
Yeah.
You need to be better next week if
Yeah.
you're going to carry this on.
So
yeah.
strange.
Yeah,
Such
really
a strange
mad.
culture, isn't it?
But it must have been quite helpful to have somebody who understands.
Yeah, we've been together 40 years now.
Wow.
We've been married 38.
And
So, yeah.
both navigating industries or career paths that are unpredictable, to say the
Yeah.
least.
Growing old together,
Yeah.
which is lovely.
Yeah. What's the secret? I've been married 3 years, so give me
Arguing,
some
I think.
I've been married
Have a good
0
old-
years.
0 years and 3 years.
completely single.
Impart
Have
your
a
wisdom.
good old argument. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, no. So I mean, we do argue a lot.
What do you mean have a good, like, just for the sake of it?
Yeah.
Just bring one up.
No, but
Wow.
we do. We
Yeah.
do. That's all. It's almost. We've always had sort of a passionate relationship. I think fiery.
Yeah.
I'd like to think of sort of Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton
Yeah,
type
well,
thing.
Anything
I
where you're
don't
making
throw-
love to the point where you're cracking a rib, Leslie,
Yeah,
it's
I
pretty
know.
passionate.
Yeah, I don't throw anything.
No, that's good of you. That's
to
good.
know.
Of you. It's quite
I
refreshing though,
slam a few
because
doors.
we're in a time now where you do hear a lot of couples, especially on like social media, if your brand is a couple, and they do go, "We never argue. We've been together 5 years and we don't argue." And you just think that's not true.
No,
it
you
can't
have
be
to.
true. God, I could chat to you all day, Leslie.
Yeah,
This has been
me
just
too.
such a pleasure. Thank you
We'll
for
have to go
Thank
for
you
a
so
drink
much.
one night.
Yes, please.
Groucho.
Yeah, don't have to ask me twice. Thank you. Leslie Ash, thank you so much.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Oh, that was such a joy.
That's such a
that was
joy,
such a
thank
joy.
you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss an update or an episode.
The thing about it is that we were really subtle,
Really subtle.
and
really subtle.
subtlety really works
Yeah,
between us.
we don't care if you enjoy it or like it, but
I mean, that would
Do like and
we
subscribe.
do. We do care.
no, we don't. We're
No, we
really
do.
nonchalant. We're really nonchalant,
But
but
we're
do
not-
like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And leave a good review if you want.
If you want.
It's no
But it's no big deal.
It's fine
You don't
either
have to
way.
do it. You don't have to bother.